The last thing we would like to address is how did we use new media technologies in the construction and research, planning and evaluation stages of our project. Well, we'll start off on the research stages, and for research, new technologies do come in handy because for both video and print we use internet, mainly the Google search engine, to search for texts that we found inspirational, and then we went onto our blogs, which we'll come to later, and we would analyse them in detail and see what we liked about them, what ideas we could take from them themselves. So that was a really good way of using research. Otherwise we had to use old technologies and old forms of media such as magazines, newspapers to find them.
Now, of course, we also had to do various stages of planning before we even thought about production. And now for planning stages, I mentioned we used a blog this year as we wanted to be more electronic, and we wanted to try and reduce paper and get away from the kind of paper-based thing. So by producing a blog for it, we produced one individually, and the plan really, producing a blog was a big step up from last year, which was basically our storyboards last year, which is pretty much scribbles on a piece of paper, like just jotting down ideas, what we might like to do, camera angles that we're thinking about. This year we have formal storyboard templates, and we used, say for our blogs, we could update when we had to do a change in the plan, when something didn't quite go according to the plan with the storyboard, when we had to change, say, the storyline for something going wrong, which we could not address last year due to not having, say, the technology of a blog to keep constantly updating what was going on during our project. And also using, say, last year for example, we used the interactive whiteboards around college a lot to try and just draw out ideas, pitch them to the other members of the group, whereas this year using a blog we didn't have to kind of rely on all of us being together at the same time to try and come together and try and focus on an idea. We could write down a blog post and say if me or David disagreed with one another or really liked it, we could just say, look at their blogs at home, college, anywhere really, and then kind of just focus saying yes we like that or no we disagree with that.
Plus with the blogs we also follow each other's blogs so we could see what each other were looking at for inspirational texts all the time. The last part of this process is the evaluation itself. So this year we're using a camera, which you obviously know, compared to last year when we used a PowerPoint. The reason we're doing this is just because we felt it was a better way just to be able to express ourselves more clearly and get our ideas out rather than sit down and just write it. And frankly I think this would be a bit more interesting than just going through slides on a computer. And
also it's a very personal approach as well. Like say rather than just reading possibly like feedback that we've gained and then just jot it down on a PowerPoint like we done last year, you get to hear us talking, we get to present you with the images that we've used, we get to talk about detailed response that we've had from our audience, and we feel that really using a camera, say talking to you about evaluating our project was a much more personal and really an improved way of evaluating the overall project.